Hello, this is Love the Guys Love Me. Now my father has requested that I upload him to YouTube again, so basically that's what I'm going to be doing today, so I'll hand it over to my father.
A Night's Tale in Brooklyn. The year was 1979, the days of the flower power and the beautiful people in San Francisco
It's got to be under 10 minutes.
had sadly long passed, and another decade was homing on the horizon. But times can stand still, my friend, for people who have fond memories and loves and adventures, and this could be you. Leon Lanigan, ex-New York cop. The sky was a cobalt blue, not a single white cloud anywhere in sight. The sun was high and extremely hot. The warm breeze gently blew the white sand like fine spiral clouds along the white sandy beach. Sitting all alone on the far end of the pier was an old man who was vacantly staring out to sea. In his arms he cradled a bunch of yellow roses. After a few moments, a younger guy come and sat next to him. The old man half turned his head and he smiled. "Oh, hi, Pop. You okay? Jenny and the kids were worried about you. Guess what? They sent me out to find you. And I'm sorry, son, I kind of lost track of you out here, out in the ocean. You know, today is a special kind of day. It's 30 years ago since when I met your mom. You know, the yellow roses were always a favorite." The old man gently tossed the roses into the sea. The tide slowly carried them out from the shore, further out to sea, until the roses finally disappeared from view. The old man wiped a tear from his wrinkled old eyes and blew a kiss into the warm, gentle wind, and spoke so softly that only he could hear. Goodbye, my beautiful wife. Until we meet again. Pop, I always wanted to ask you, how did you first meet Mom? It's been a question I've always wanted to ask, but never took the time or the inclination to do so. Oh, son, you don't want to hear the ramblings of an old man. I bet you got 101. I bet you got 101 other things you could be doing rather than asking an old podger like me. I don't want to go down memory lane. Please, Pop, I need to know so that one day I can sit here, maybe, and have the same conversation with my kids. It's kind of important to me. The old man smiled and closed his eyes. And suddenly his memories came rushing back to him, and he began to relate his story. It was June 1942. It'd been the hottest day in New York for almost 20 years. The only people who were crazy enough to be working were ice cream and soda vendors. And of course, yours truly. Name's Lanigan. Peter Robert Lanigan. I've been an ex-New York cop, and now, for my sins, I'm working as a private investigator in my office, which was located over in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is one of the 4 of the 5 boroughs. The only 2.
Do you know it's got to be under 15 minutes?
Yeah. Don't you worry about that, hon. Okay?
Under 10.
Okay, whatever you say, honey. The only 2 good things ever to come out of Brooklyn are the Dodgers and the bridge. The rest of this rat-infested hole is full of slums and sleaze. Why, even the rats throw themselves in the traps. It's just that bad. Why, even outside it's called Brooklyn. Did you realize what it's really like? In my office, the windows are wide open in the hope of getting some damn relief. Outside on the street below, street kids are laughing and dancing and splashing in the cool water. Earlier in the day, some smart-ass street punks busted fire hydrants forming lakes like Michigan. I gotta be honest with you. For a couple of moments there, I contemplated whether to go outside and cool off in the cool water myself. The innocence of youth, I thought. I walked wearily back to my desk. Every inch felt like a mile. At my desk, I sat down heavily into my chair, slumped. I raised my feet onto the desktop, loosened my tie, and lowered my head over my eyes. I felt the sweat run down my back like Niagara Falls. Above my head, the ceiling fan whirled around noisily. It reminded me of angry hornets buzzing around the nest. Before I could utter the immortal words, Jeff Dempsey had dozed off into an uncomfortable slumber. After a couple of hours or so, I awoke, feeling hot, sweaty, and groggy, and in need of a drink. For a few moments, I slowly began to regain my senses. My office now was in total darkness. I opened my eyes, and in the far-off distance, I could see millions of lights in the far-off distance. It reminded me of fireflies on the Georgia Harvest Moon. The great city of New York was finally awakened from its slumber. Outside on the street below, the other cabs and automobiles were honking their horns. Everyday Joes going home to their loved ones. Families, who needs them? I bought a ticket for that carousel ride years ago. Families, whatever. What I needed now was a drink, not coffee or water or a soda pop, but a real drink. I switched on the desk lamp. The lamp illuminated the walls and desk, casting eerie shadows everywhere within the office. From the bottom drawer, I took out a glass and a bottle. I blew into the glass to clean it, poured myself a shot of bourbon until it filled at the brim of the glass. I raised the glass to my dry, parched lips and let the good doctor's medication slowly lubricate my parched pipes. I drained every drop from that glass. I then poured myself a generous another glass of Captain Jack's finest bourbon. I picked up the New York Times from the desktop and read the headlines. Mob boss to die at Sing Sing. I continued reading the article. Harry Greasy Gulzik, notorious racketeer, and his 4 henchmen are to be executed in Sing Sing prison on the night of 24th of August 1942. All appeals for stays of execution have been turned down by the Southern District Court. The New York governor, John Cole, stated for the record, unless Gulzik starts to sing about the mob and the rackets to the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office, the state of New York will execute these men on the appointed day. And may God have mercy on their souls, because the state of New York will not. I threw the paper down onto the desk and for a brief moment reflected on the article I just read. I raised my glass and toasted the news. In the past, when I was a cop, I always remember Gulzik. He was a slippery punk. Always managed to escape any jail time. And now he's in a real fix. He's gonna take the hot seat. Way that punk is gonna take the hot seat in the dance halls of Sing Sing prison. I hope he burns his sorry ways.